focus on so it doesn't sort of go in and out of focus, ruining the opening part of the video. So this is a compilation video, so I've re-recorded the beginning, and then I'm going to re-record the end and put in the first Netherlands map video with the second Netherlands map video to create one big compilation video, which will be about probably an hour and 10, hour and 20 minutes long, I suppose. And with those first two, or the first video and the second video for the Netherlands map, I'll take a little bit out at the beginning and probably the end. So there's a bit more continuity in this compilation video. So I'm really quite proud of this. If you haven't seen this before, this is a pencil extender, and that pencil is only, see if I can pull that down. I think I can. Oh, there we go. I can't get it out now. There we go. The pencil's only that long, which should be impossible to use, but by using the pencil extender, pushing that up to hold it in place, I get to use the pencil right down to that size. Okay, so without further ado, I'll get straight into the Netherlands map drawing video. I'm doing a map drawing video of the Netherlands, so I'm going to trace around the outside of the map. So I've got my A4 art paper, I've got my light board, tracing board, and then I've got a map that I found on the internet of whereas over there, people would say, look at me and say, English or Netherlands. Meaning, yeah, which language did I speak? I did, and I still am going at it, learning Dutch on. I started on YouTube, and then before a few months before I left, I switched over to Duolingo, the app on my phone. I'm still at it. I'd have to say, that I think they continue around there, those little islands. I have to say, that's really good. It's a nice shape, the map. Now, I'll do the little compass points: north, south, east, and west. And I usually write the Netherlands in somewhere, but I don't think I'll do that this time. It's up in the title and things. So with my speaking Dutch, with my efforts to learn Dutch, I understood a few of the words. I went to the supermarket, some of the labels and signs, but really didn't actually understand anything people said to me when they spoke in Dutch, that is, or the Netherlands. Now, I'm going to take away the light pad and I'll edit that bit out and come back and do the colouring in. Okay, so I've edited that big chunk out there where I took the light board away and the map. So now I'm just left with the outline of the Netherlands. So what I'll do is I think that's the border there, yeah. This is Belgium. Okay, Belgium down here. Belgium. I'd have to say that Germany. That was just my very small, very sort of a small sample size, but yeah, that was interesting. But yeah, it was actually interesting driving around, looking at all the number plates, and seeing it's on the number plates. It's got a big letter, I think, where they come from in part of the economic area, part of Europe. Now, I'm going to colour in with a lovely orange. Now, obviously, I've picked orange because orange is the national colour of the Netherlands. And the colour orange is in Dutch it's orange. In Dutch it's orange. It's very similar to orange. But the actual fruit of an orange, the big juicy citrus fruit orange, is called I'm pretty sure it's something like a Zinza apple. Maybe spelled S-I-N-Z-A. things like obviously an apple. You know what we call in English is an apple. There's also an apple in, spelled slightly differently. Is also an apple in the Netherlands. So it seems like rather than coming up with a whole new name for an orange, they just called it as a type of apple, which is a Cinza apple. I'm not sure if Cinza means something or not now. It's also the same with potatoes. Then they don't have a new word for potatoes, they just call them hard apples, which is earth apples. Apples from the earth, which is sort of very practical, I'd say. Like in English, we love inventing new words for things. Taking a word from somebody else and coming up with a new word. They seem to just use a word that they already have and adapt it slightly. No way to tick. I'm just trying to think what strawberries are called. I think they are aardberries, which is like earth berries, I think. I probably shouldn't say that because I'm not 100% sure, but I think that might be what strawberries are. Strawberries, yeah. Berries from the earth. Anyway, I'm no expert in the language. Maybe one day I will be. Unlikely though. I sort of need somebody to practice it with. Anyway, okay. Yeah. So I've got the North Sea, Belgium, and Germany. My impression of the Dutch is they're very sort of direct. They speak to you very directly. There's no sort of pussyfooting around. If they think you've done the wrong thing. I was at the Rijksmuseum, just sitting inside one of the painting sections, just on a chair. I reached into my bag and got out a bottle of water and had a just drink. Yeah, the security dude was straight over to me, and he said, "English or Netherlands?" And I said English. I was told that I wasn't allowed to drink the water. There was I had to go outside to drink the water. Like, I didn't mind, but if somebody was, what you'd sort of expect in Australia was if you're doing that, not really doing anything wrong, somebody would say, "Oh no, sorry, so you have to drink outside," but there was no pleasantries about it, which is totally fine. I don't remember seeing a sign anywhere. I did look for it afterwards too, but I couldn't find a sign as in to say no drinking. Might have been somewhere. Actually, the first time, just doing the shavings now, the first time somebody said to me English or this one where I'll finish up a lot of stuff and talk more about the Netherlands. This is the North Sea out here. It was actually one thing that surprised me. I should actually write this down as I talk about things. These are all the facts. Interesting facts. Netherlands. Netherlands. Is that orange? Is the national colour. They're very direct speakers. I couldn't get over how many canals there were. Everywhere we went, it seemed like every town had, city and town, was all full of canals. I think a third of the Netherlands is lower than sea level. So they've reclaimed a lot of land by building walls and draining the marshes and things. So yeah, you'd sort of went on a few tours on different canal boats, as you do, and there was, you'd seem to go round and round on these canals, and every canal looked the same, the buildings, and said, oh yeah, that's okay. I said that's fine to take the water with me, so I took the bottle of water to Frankfurt. And when I got to Frankfurt, I just had to go through the Schengen passport. I stamped it and hopped on the next plane to Singapore, still with this bottle of water. And then when I got to Singapore, I said, oh no, you can't take that water with you. It just seemed, I'll just grab that in a minute. It seemed, it's all different rules, you know. Usually you don't get on with the bottle of water. But anyway, it was just water, so it was okay. It seemed, well, funny. Okay, I better do my Sharpie time, and I might put, I don't think I've picked up the right ones, but doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Netherlands. No, I should have started over there. I think I'll put this one in the bin. I don't know. It's a funny one. Okay, now I'm just going to put a few. I want to put in Rotterdam if I can find it on my map. It's the largest port in Europe. I thought it must be up here somewhere. I wonder why I can't see that. Oh well, maybe that's for the next map. Find where Rotterdam is, okay. So, there's a few more towns. And things, so this is different provinces. This is actually, oh yeah, this is kind of interesting. I might get a different pencil actually. And that's a bit sharper. This is Zealand, which I think New Zealand, you know, is New Zealand. And Australia used to be called New Holland. And this is South Holland, and this is, which is maybe south to south. And this is North Holland. This is North Holland, which I think is where the confusion with Holland comes from. In that there's these different provinces called Holland. And down here is called Nord Brabant. It's good not what was I going to say? Some more information. I'll pop. It's about 18 million, I think. 18 million is the population. Not 18 million pops. Oh yeah. Bicycles everywhere. Bicycles and more bicycles. So many bicycles. Everybody was like it was summer too, so everybody was out. When you're in Amsterdam, you'd accidentally walk on the bike lane around trying to find where you're going to. Didn't realise looking up at things. You're on the bike lane and they'd get quite upset and swear at you and touch you. I didn't understand that, and I'll never see him again, so it's a constitutional monarchy. So I'm just trying to think. nice. So when we were touring around, driving around, all the fields had things growing in them. The grassy area between the road and the fields was all full of weed flowers, which somebody said encouraged the bees rather than keeping them mowed or spraying them with herbicide. They were deflowered, encourage bees and other insects, I suppose. Which might have looked slightly untidy, but it wasn't really a big deal. Good. All the towns we went to sort of had some similar feel. The canals and the buildings from, buildings that were 300-400 years old, maybe more. And some of the buildings in Amsterdam on the canal, it sort of lent a bit, and they weren't perfectly square anymore. And they had these little mini cars. They really could fit two people, just cramped in. Right. They had petrol motors. I think they might have been petrol. Maybe they're electric. They're all sort of covered in. Not much bigger than a mobility scooter, but all filled in with the door and stuff. We did see some people, they dropped their phone into the canal and they were trying to fish it out somehow, I don't know. Past there's a lot of bikes and cars end up in the canals, and they clean them out every now and then. Now, so in Amsterdam we went to the Anne Frank's house. That was a good one to see. Anne Frank was a Jewish girl that was hiding in the house, discovered by the Germans in 1944 and sent to a concentration camp, but didn't return, unfortunately. That was her diary. We went to the Rijksmuseum. That was, I enjoyed, just write it down correctly, the Rijksmuseum. There were some great paintings by Rembrandt. That's where I got in trouble with my bottle of water. The Night Watchman. Yeah, that was good. It was all working on the Night Watchman. It was a huge big painting. I was all cordoned off and there was security there, so we could sort of see it through the mesh or whatever barricade it was. Vermeer did the milkmaid, which was good to see. Now most people will call this Van Gogh, but I think I've got to pronounce it Van Gogh or something like that. Maybe he did some good self-portraits. Rembrandt was from a lot earlier, but Van Gogh maybe 1600s or 1700s. Gogh was the late 1800s, I think. Maybe. Okay. Well. That's pretty good. So what I'm going to do is come back for the second video and do some more colouring in of Germany, Belgium, the North Sea. Fill in some more of the towns. Shame I can't see Rotterdam. It's a big port, so it's got to be along the coast somewhere. Oh well. goes to one side now. So I'll just continue on the map of Belgium. I don't know exactly, but it sort of just heads off at that angle. Down like that, roughly, and then... oh yeah, it's the blue. I almost thought that was purple then in the colour, but I'm pretty sure that is, yeah, that's just blue. Under all the lights here it almost looked purple, but that's actually purple there. And this is blue. Put the purple to one side. Now, one thing that I have come to realise, kind of, I guess this, well, I'm just trying to think how best to describe it. As probably a bonus from doing the video in two parts, because I can do the first half of the video and then I'll do Belgium in purple. I can do the first half of the video and then work out things that I don't know. Make a few notes and come back when I do the second half of the video and finishing off. So rather than have to sort of spend before making the first video a long time studying, reading information about the Netherlands, I can kind of leave things out as I go along, post it, or do as much as I know, post the video, and then read the comments when people sort of say, yeah, what about, was one comment, what about Flevoland, I think it was, and then I realised that I hadn't put all the provinces in. I don't think I really realised that exactly how how the provinces did actually work in the Netherlands. I've learned that, so I'll be doing that today in this video. There might have been some other stuff. Oh, I've got to put in Rotterdam as well. It was actually on my map that I was looking at while I was making the first video, but I just, for the life of me, couldn't see it on the map. And it's the biggest, Rotterdam might be the biggest port in Europe. I think that's the story. And I was driving around, well, not me personally, but being driven around, and I was in the Netherlands. There was just around here somewhere. Maybe driving to, no, we got the train to Utrecht. Maybe driving to Amsterdam. It was just truck after truck, heading for maybe for Rotterdam, I don't know. I think I said that in the first video. I'm trying to do this early. Before I start working. Before it gets too hot. The last few days have been, yesterday was 38 degrees Celsius, and it cooled down to maybe 25 overnight. So it's probably outside, it's probably late 20s already, I'd say. And I'm making this video in this booth where there's 4 walls and a roof and a door that I close. It's a little bit like a phone box, I suppose, the old phone box or the police box on Doctor Who, the TARDIS. That's another thing. Maybe a little bit longer this way. But then I've got 5 lights. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and one overhead as well. They're all those LED lights, so they punch out a fair bit of light, but and not that much heat, but yeah, it still gets hot in here, so hopefully it won't get too hot. You won't see my hands sweating. Well, they've been sweating now actually. Anyway, that's the way it goes. I've actually I've put my lights in slightly different spots since last time, I think. So there was one behind me there, and I've moved it to sort of directly above edges, the map edges between Netherlands and Germany, Netherlands and Belgium, and the North Sea, the water, and the Netherlands. And then the Netherlands is in orange, which I did in the last video, and orange is the national colour of the Netherlands. Okay, shavings time. Okay, so just had a little break in making the video then. I stood outside the booth for a couple of minutes just to get some fresh air. Opened up the door. And yeah, breathed in the fresh air. It's good to have a little break. Okay. There's Germany. Germany shaded in green for the most part. I guess I've got a lot of writing here, so probably would have been better to put the writing over there, but anyway, doesn't matter. I always put the writing on the right side, on the eastern side. Okay, Mr. Brush. I'll do that slowly. I think somebody reminded me about this recently. Oh no, a while ago actually. It was named Mr. Brush because I was watching My Name is Earl and Crabman had a turtle called Mr. Turtle. So I decided to call my brush Mr. Brush. Oh, and now I'll just wait for a bit. Okay, that's all pretty good. Brush to one side. Now what I might have forgotten to say, I'm pretty sure I did forget to say. Somebody in the comments section. I should really write down people's YouTube names. Somebody said when I cutting them or breaking them the second piece of PK in half, I should use my Trusty Scissors, which I did, so thank you for the person making that suggestion. It's actually, I'll just clean that. I'll clean it there, I suppose. I'd have to say, cleaning out the grain actually, I wonder what I'm doing. What was I going to say? The comments actually have a wealth of good information now, good ideas and tips. There's some things that I just can't do for various reasons. I'm just making my purple shavings now. Make sure that's in camera shot. For Belgium or Belgia. I think that's how you pronounce it. That to one side. What was I going to say? Yeah. But yeah, a wealth of good information, so I feel like ones I miss are if somebody puts a comment and I reply, and then people add comments underneath. They're a little bit harder to find and discover because the way YouTube organises it is that once you've responded to somebody's comment, then it sort of drops off the list of new comments. So sometimes I've got to go looking for them, although I will get that on mostly on my emails as well. Pretty much. Okay, Belgium. They're in a lovely purple. Brush off that. Brush off all the purple. It's actually really good doing the second half of these videos. I feel like I've actually finished the map rather than just doing a map of the country, and I've been able to finish off and put some other country, put the colour in the sea and the remaining countries, and it's probably to do it all in one go. It just sort of becomes, I think, well, not really too long a video, but it's too long really to record in one go. Okay, I've just had another little break outside. Maybe I should use my left hand to do this if it's successful or not. There was actually a plane overhead. And, actually what I'll do, spread that around a bit with my Mr. Red brush. Oops. Yeah, so there was a plane overhead, and it's interesting really, because this little booth doesn't really filter out, well, for the most part doesn't filter out plane noise. Filter out, block, I suppose would be a better word, yeah, block. It'll block birds, dogs barking, TV on in the next room, but it doesn't block out planes, and what's interesting is if I'm there sitting there watching TV, then when a plane goes overhead, this is obviously in another room I'm watching TV, I won't hear a plane, but I'll hear the birds calling out or the dogs barking. Things I don't necessarily have any explanation as to why that is, but anyway, So now I'm going to there's a few little crumbs there. I'm going to write in the provinces. Zealand, I already have Zealand, South Holland, North Holland, Nord Brabant, I'd say Friesland, but it's probably Friesland. This one here be Groningen, which is probably pronounced. The G's more of an H sound. What is an H sound? Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to pronounce that actually. With the HR. Yeah, okay. And then the next province is Drenthe. And up here is Flevoland. I think that was where the person said, I think it might have been RIP. Flevoland. Could have been. Over here I think is over. Oh no, maybe actually. Oh no, I dig it. There's no way then. Over rises cell. Apologies for my pronunciations. It'd be races. Maybe. And what about, well, Gelderland would be probably Helderland. Limburg. So Utrecht, there's actually a city called Utrecht and a province called Utrecht. So let's have a look and see if I've got all 12. I'll put a little underlined under them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, there we go. So the provinces are Zeeland, South Holland, North Holland, Flevoland, Utrecht, Nord Brabant, Limburg, Gelderland, Overijssel, Drenthe. It's like Groningen and Friesland. Okay. Now, what you've all been waiting for is Rotterdam. I think it's about there. Rotterdam. And then from there there's the river. I haven't got the map, but there's a river that extends into Rotterdam. To send the cargo in and out. Now what have I got to do? So Rotterdam is an important city, Utrecht is an important city, Amsterdam of course. And what about The Hague? Hague's an important city. Oh, not necessarily as important as the others, but there's actually a city there called Haarlem. And then the Haarlem in New York. Came from Haarlem there. There's a town there called Breda. Somewhere there's Tilburg. And I think there roughly is Eindhoven. is the completed Dutch video, Netherlands video. Okay, I've just had another break outside. Hopefully that's the last one I need. What I actually think would be good in here is one of those little USB fans, or the little fan that plugs into just a USB, and I couldn't run it while I was in here because of the noise would ruin the video, but I could just switch it on when I was having a break and push a bit of air around. But anyway, I'm always thinking of something. Okay, I'll just run through the interesting things and then finish up the video. So, Netherlands, it's orange is their national colour. Orange. You see the football team all dressed in orange. They're very direct speakers. So where in English you might sort of beat around the bush when you have to say something to somebody else. You know, try and soften the blow. But if you've done something wrong, or they're not happy, then you get told directly, which is good in a way, because then you know where you stand. Canals, canals and more canals. Every city we're in. I was in there, Amsterdam, Utrecht, Bosch, Bosch or something. I never really worked out how to pronounce that one. Population 18 million. Oh. I think somebody said in the comments there was 23 million bikes in the Netherlands. Most people have a bike or two. I myself actually have 3 bikes, but I've got a road bike with the drop bar handles that I just don't really like riding. I know some people love them, so I've just decided that's not for me. So I'm getting rid of that and just going back to 2 bikes, a mountain bike and a hybrid. Both got the flat bar handles. One's more of an upright riding too. Okay, so there's the constitutional monarchy. Willem Alexander, there we go. Queen Maxima. This is the national government. Each of the 12 provinces have their own state government or provincial government, I suppose. And there's local government as well. And the national government would be looking after national issues, provincial issues by each of the provinces, and then local government would look after local stuff, which I'm guessing is, parks, gardens, local roads, libraries, rubbish removal and things. And there was no wasted space, it wasn't just empty paddocks. They had stuff in them growing. They let all the weeds grow along the side of the road to flower and give the bees and other insects something to live on. The towns had a similar feel with the architecture from hundreds of years ago. And when we got to Amsterdam, the little mini cars that the key things about